Hey there, what's going on? So, on my way to the range, it's January. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas if I missed you. Happy Thanksgiving. Haven't done a video since then. It's like 20 degrees out. There's no wind. It's Michigan though, so there's snow on the ground. Rather than disturb all my neighbors and, their tranquility today, I figured I'd just run down to the range and shoot a couple things. I actually have 3 guns I'm shooting today, so I'll probably break them up just for the sake of having a little shorter video and separating the 3 firearms out. One, taking the 300 blackout out. Found some Winchester 150 grain deer ammo. And I can't remember the gentleman's name that in the comments on the 300 blackout I mentioned that I was going to try the Sub X 190 for deer. He was right. It wasn't a great idea. I mean, it worked. Wasn't great though. I think that would be a great defense ammo, especially with a suppressor on inside your house. It'd be fantastic. Maybe smaller animals. I don't know why you'd need a 190 grain bullet for smaller animals. Other than that, I mean, it expanded, but didn't quite have the penetration that we would have liked. And to his credit, the gentleman, I'm sorry I didn't look up your name before I started the video. You were right. Thank you for the warning. We kind of prepared for it just in case. So humane kill, blah blah blah. But yeah, I was underwhelmed. The other one, I brought out the Springfield Armory 2020 rimfire. I really haven't had a chance to get on that and shoot after I've gotten everything done to it. That I adjusted the trigger, got that down to 2 pounds. I stiffened the stock forearm. I put a rail on the bottom of it, put a bipod on it. It's got the scope. You've seen that before, I think. Clearance the stock to barrel, so it is truly free floated now. I did do a little research online. There was a gentleman that was claiming that it does shave bullets on the, I guess you could call it, feed ramp. It's kind of, you'd have to see one. It has like a cone that comes up to meet the bowl where the bullet comes in off the rotary style magazine. It was shaving. It is extremely sharp. Wish I could remember his video. If I can find it when I'm editing this, I'll give him credit as well. Kind of followed his directions, took a little honing stone, just softened that edge. Doesn't shape bullets anymore, which is great. I had my buddy shoot it while I was doing a little filming. Shot okay. Shot a bunch of different stuff. It was alright. Seems like the Gila. So I got some of that in 40 grain. High velocity stuff, so I'm gonna shoot a few rounds for that. It hasn't had a lot of rounds through it. Yeah, we'll link with that today. And then a surprise. A friend of mine sold me a rifle that I've been wanting to get for a little while anyway, just to play with and dink around with. And so now I got one. Power. Big caliber, lots of horsepower. Yeah, you guys, I have to wait and see. Anyways, yeah, so we're off to the races, and I will get us rolling here in a little bit. Thanks. All right, shooting the Springfield first. So I'm gonna go over the setup real quick and how we are accomplishing this today. So here, oh wow, there's a lot of glare off that snow. So there's the Springfield. You guys have seen this before. I did put the PWS on there, BDE. It's 30 caliber can. No, why do you do that? I got it. That's why. Yeah. So again, just a Vortex. 4 to 12 Diamondback. It's not the fancy one. Don't care. Don't care. I did clearance that barrel. Everything is free floating now. Just put a really cheap little bipod on there. No big deal. I am still using the stock. What am I thinking about here? Sorry, too many things going on in my head. Did adjust that trigger down to 2 pounds. I like it. Works great. No big deal. I did just take the sharp edge off that little forcing cone slash feed ramp in there. Yeah, I did put that rail on the bottom there, and I retained the sling swivel. So yeah, and today we're gonna try out a few Aguila hollow point interceptors in the 40 grain, and then what else did I grab? The high velocity 40 grain copper plated solid points, solids. Yeah. Anyways, it seemed like those before. We're just gonna shoot a couple groups. I'm gonna get the camera set up on the scope, and so I can zoom you guys in, and we'll go from there. All right, so what I did is off camera. If you look down and to the left, there's some blowholes. I acclimated this barrel to the Aguila 40 grain solid point copper. This is 1255 feet per second, 40 grain, the solid that I showed you before. So I ran 2 magazines through it. The first one was pretty lackluster. I was kind of disappointed. The second one started coming back around, and then I actually made an adjustment to the scope. And so now we're on a good clean piece of paper. I'm going to shoot at that top left quarter. That's just, it's a print of a quarter target. That's, I got it online. I can't, NRL, or yeah, National Rimfire something league. They have them for free on there. It's kind of fun because you cannot tape a quarter down to a target. I've tried it a million times. So this is kind of a, everybody knows what size a quarter is. It makes it a little bit nicer for trying to do a video like this to give everybody a reference. And they're a fun group. So yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Free download. So yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna start with that top left target. I'm gonna get set up here. We're gonna take a good squeeze and see what we can do. And again, we're just shooting for groups. I kind of made some course adjustments, but we're gonna hold the same every time regardless. Well, it's 10 shots. Eh. I'm not too sure my own Merlin couldn't do that, but hey, what the heck? Good start. Okay, same as before. So I took 2 magazines or 20 shots to acclimate the barrel. Made a slight adjustment on elevation because I went from the copper plated solids, which were 1255 feet per second, to the hollow points interceptors, which are 1470 feet per second. Both are 40 grain. Both Aguila. We're at 50 yards. Those are the NRL targets with quarters printed on them. That first top left target, again, was the copper plated solids, high velocities. And these are the, again, interceptor hollow points, copper plated. And yeah, it's looking good after 2 magazines off camera. Acclimating the barrel, making some fine adjustments. They are a bit hotter. Again, the high velocity solids were 1255. The interceptor hollow points are 1470. That's what the box says. I guess we'd have to get Dad's chronograph out here to verify that, and that is super hard with a 22. Even on a good chronograph, that's still really tough. So, all right, I'm just warming my hands real quick. I'm gonna throw in this mag. We're gonna go at that top right target, and we'll see what happens. Let's do this. Might have pulled that one. I don't know. I don't think so. But well, we'll just, if the rest are good, we'll just say I pulled that one because it's not done the norm. Hmm. Yeah. All right. That's why you test. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, that is all for the Springfield for right now. So hang tight. I got another gun, 22. Well, yeah. Hold on. All right. So this rifle, we're shooting for that middle quarter. Now this one I did sight in with subsonic. Sorry, I'm trying to put these scope caps on at the same time. My hands are getting cold. Probably gonna skip the 300 today because I've been out here too long and I'm getting cold. So we're gonna shoot 5 at the center quarter and take our time, get a good squeeze, and see how we do here. And I have a feeling this may replace the Springfield. I don't know. I'm pretty impressed so far. And we're just using clean 22 CCI clean 22 suppressor. So this is 45 grain, 1,000 feet per second. I just thought it'd be nice to use around the house for, rabbits, raccoons, stuff. So, all right, center target. And this is a fixed 4-power, so it was just something I had laying around. So, not the greatest scope, so bear with me. I'll do my best. Center target, and here we go. We're just gonna do 5 because I can't use my hand warmers and shoot at the same time, which kind of sucks. Man, those suppressor clean quiets are so quiet. Kind of makes me wish I would have put a little better scope on this one. Because I'm literally at 50 yards. These crosshairs are covering the quarter. Feeding problem, but I can work on that when I get home. That's not that big a deal. Trigger's not bad on this, though. I will say I'm pretty impressed with the trigger. How many is that? That's 4. Yeah, one more for good measure. I think I might have an old 3 to 9 laying around. This might benefit from that. Right, teabag. Tell you what, just for hoots and hollers, let's just see if I can get on a 25-yard target just to, because I feel bad about. Let me try and. Where is the 25? Oh, there we go. Let's go for somebody who's nice enough to leave us a. Oops. Focus. There we go. All right, so those are 1-inch squares. That's 25 yards. We'll shoot for the one on the right, because I am getting cold. Let's shoot for the one on the right. It's a little bit easier with this scope, unfortunately. All right, let's try that. Ooh, I don't actually think. Yeah, okay. Let's try it. No, it's sighted in for 50. I'm not sure. I'll hold that on, see what happens. What's the difference? Oh. Well, I put you guys at one. I'm shooting at a different one. Son of a. Alright, well, we'll edit that out. Or maybe we won't. I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to leave the mistakes in. Okay. Alright. Sorry. Tet. Here we go. We'll try this again. Here we go. Ha! Oh, so much easier to see a target with a scope at 25 yards. Oh, I'm freezing. Wish I was back in Florida. Okay, well, maybe. All right. Damn it. Poured out too many. Just 2 more. And then we're all done. That's it. Sit after that. Oh, I got fat fingers. They're cold. Oh my goodness. Brr. Holy cow. Okay, last shot. You know, it's only 25 yards, but. And I'm freezing my balls off. All right, hang tight. I'll show you what we're shooting. So that was a Savage Rascal. Yep. I've been wanting to find one of these for when the niece and nephew come over. They're a little bit smaller. My kids are obviously much older and can shoot full-size guns. That is an old Simmons. It's still pretty clear, actually. It's a 4-power shotgun scope. So it has, it has this much eye relief. So regardless of which kid's on it, I figured, you know, my shortest nephew, if he can't get his face up here, he can still see through it fine. And my niece is a little bit taller, so she'll be able to. And obviously I can shoot it too. I put a little tripod on it that I had laying around, and that scope. And so here's the funny part, and I know that scope's off there a bit, and maybe I'll have to put a cheek pad on there for him. And that trigger is actually pretty good. These meat hooks, especially cold, not so good for putting 22 shells in there. But what the heck? Funny side note, with clean suppressor ammo, which I'm going to let them shoot in the backyard, obviously, because, well, they're not going to be shooting that far. And I do have a 22 suppressor on the way, so it'll just be even more quiet. At 1,000 feet per second with the bore to sight, this offset, I sighted this in at 50, and you see what it did at 25. Huh. Pretty cool. Pretty neat. Pretty cool. Pretty neat. Love it. So, yeah. So, yeah, I want to thank Travis. He sold me that gun. Unfortunately, they didn't need it, want it, whatever. Been looking at one. Was going to pick one up. They went on sale after Christmas, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, wasn't real sure how they were going to shoot. Who knew? Savage. I mean, I've seen lots of different stuff online. I'm impressed. I mean, you know, the kids are going to be out back shooting some of the steel targets, 25, 50 yards, something like that. If they get better at that, they grow a little bit bigger. It's not like I don't have other guns they can shoot. But I wanted to come shoot the Springfield today. Kind of disappointed in that, tell you the truth. I'll work on it some more. There, I don't know what's going on there. It's not bad. I mean, it's going to make a great squirrel gun. It's light. It's got a good trigger. I noticed some anomalies in the scope. I'm not going to blame the scope, honestly, because, I was shooting off a bipod in a bag, and it was steady, and I'm at 50 yards, though. And maybe I'll have to bring my old Marlin out. That thing's most people would say it's a POS. I'm pretty sure I could shoot that with damn near any ammo out of that old Marlin. I don't know, but hey, hope you guys had fun. The end of the day, we shot a Rascal, and it almost makes me want to put a better scope on it, honestly. I get the kids shooting subsonic out to 50, maybe further. Maybe put a 3x9 on there. I think I have a 2-7 at home. Hell, I might shoot it. You never know. Anyways, all right, thanks, guys. Hope you had fun. Bye. Okay, I'm not trying to be hypercritical. I love guns, and I like all guns. And I do like that Springfield. And I will figure it out. I will. But I'm also a cheap bastard, and I like doing less with more. So that is the Springfield with the Aguila solid 40 grain, that we talked about before. That's not bad. It's 50 yards. It's 10 rounds. Hey. Okay. Granted, between all these groups, I did 2 magazines, 20 rounds. acclimated the barrel. Okay. Hey, 4 to 12, variable power scope, bipod, bag off, the back, 2-pound trigger, relieve the stock, yada yada. Fucking savage. Rascal. 4-power shotgun scope that I can't even put my face on. Subsonic rounds. 50 yards. I'm gonna be pissed because I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna clean my Marlin. The one that I dipped in spray paint and did the redneck trigger job on, and have a Gammo air rifle scope on. And can shoot quarters at 100 yards with bulk ammo. You can't hit them every time, but you can do it. I've got some Ely left. I found it. I have a feeling there's one more thing that could be wrong, or a possibility with the Springfield that I did see online that could have to do with when they thread those barrels. They overheat them, they bell just a little bit, and the bullet loses contact with the rifling towards the end of the barrel, which would mean you would need to cut off a couple inches of barrel, recrown, rethread. I'm sure I know some machinists. I'm sure we could do that. That is a 20-inch barrel. You don't need over 16.5 for a 22 anyway. But come on, you shouldn't need to do that. And those things, if you paid full retail for one, it's got all the right things. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. Anyway, I like the gun other than that. It would be a great hunting rifle. I just can't imagine paying full retail for one to go hunting with. There's a lot of other options for a bolt action hunting gun. Go buy a Winchester Wildcat bolt action. Oh my God. I bet you money I could go to Sportsman's right now. I'm so tempted too. And buy a Winchester Wildcat bolt action. Throw that scope on. I'm betting I could even work on the trigger on it and make it maybe not as good, but almost as good as that Springfield, right? Granted, it is not as good a gun, but I'm betting I could go grab one off the shelf, take it home, do the same things I've done with this Springfield so far, and it would outshoot it with all the same ammo I put in it. I'm glad that I got it on sale. It's a nice gun. It feels great in the hands. It's not shooting bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not upset. I just had higher hopes. And then to shoot a fucking savage Rascal right after it. I'm totally tickled with that. Anyways, hey, sorry, a little follow-up to that one. You guys have a great day. Take care. Be safe. Keep shooting. Have fun. Bye.